Yeah, first of all, John, you characterized it really well. But there's always a tale of two cities with Snowflake. There's a bookings dynamic and there's a consumption dynamic. And in some quarters, they don't align, they don't line up, and they converge. And it's always hard to know exactly which way it's headed. But on the consumption front, we were well over the high end over our guidance, and it's very durable. It's been holding up very good. We saw a more sort of headwind behavior, if you will, sentiment changes on the booking side. And this is really, when you go to the gas station, am I going to fill up my tank, or am I going to go to the gas station 3 times a week and put in $20 each time? So people are doing shorter duration. They're doing deals, but they're buying enough to enable the growth for a quarter or 2 quarters, and then they come back and they re-up until they get to the end of the contract. So there's definitely a posture of wait and see. And by the way, they give up some economics in the process, but they like to have the shorter duration, posture towards contractual relationships. But as you said, we saw that mostly international, SMB, and so on, not at the high end of our business.
Yeah, I thought about using cell phone minutes. Do you do the monthly subscription, but I'm hungry, so I went with candy bars. So if we go deeper, though, into the industries that you serve, financial services, a big customer group for you, so is media and telecom. Do we need to be concerned about the macro impact on those businesses and how that might affect their rate of consumption?
Not yet, but because the consumption is holding up. I mean, we obviously took our guidance down, but that was really a reflection of the newer cohorts, having a different ramp or incline in terms of consumption. And the reason that is happening is we're seeing much more large mainstream enterprises coming into the business. I mean, just remember, Snowflake. The early adopters were all digital natives, very aggressive adopters, plus the economy was on fire at the time. So you saw a much more aggressive ramp in the early days. Now we have mainstream enterprises coming into the cohort mix, and also in a time where people are having economic reservations and caution. Mm-hmm. So that's really accounting for it. I do think that the terminal value, if you will, of these large enterprises is going to be much better than the earlier cohort. So it's really about, pay me now, pay me later kind of a thing. So I don't view it as a negative at all. I think it's going to really stabilize our business, make it far more predictable in terms of where it's all going to end up.
Okay, across Snowpark, cloud apps, you're looking to turn Snowflake into more of a platform that developers build on top of. And I'm wondering how you see things like generative AI potentially coming to play in that. You were on the call last night, I think very pragmatic. You said it's not clear what the business model is around generative AI in specific cases, so you don't want to get ahead of your skis. But how might that work for investors who want to understand what the benefit might be if you succeed in this platform strategy?
Well, I mean, if you, the world of AI, if you want to generate interesting questions and interesting answers, you need data. Data feeds these models. Data is also a tremendous gravitational pull for applications, and we have data. It's growing in leaps and bounds. We're already connecting to large language models. People are really combining structured data from Snowflake with textual data from Wikipedia and all kinds of different things. So we're going to be a tremendous feeding source, for the AI generation of applications. We're already at for machine learning, obviously. Wow. All kinds of new applications.
Finally, when the economy does stabilize, what should investors expect to happen with your customer behavior when it comes to taking those bigger bites, again, on consumption? It's better economics, right? If they do take those bigger bites, is there an expectation that comes back after things stabilize, a certain number of quarters after? How do we look at it?
Well, visibility needs to improve, right? People are out there saying, look, I don't know what's going to happen, right? So I take a very short-term wait and see, as conservative as I can. I'm going to buy enough to enable what I need to do. But I'm going to review it again, a quarter from now or a year from now, instead of doing very large, 3-year contracts. In the past I have tons of visibility. I'm anticipating a huge amount of growth. I'm going to do big contracts, get the best economics, and that was the dynamic. So we really need to turn around from from a world where visibility is very, very opaque at this point. That needs to change.